Never Let the Old Guy In by Craig Duckmanton of Birchgrove, 2041. Narrated by David Tredinnick. Clint Eastwood got it right when he said, "Never let the old guy in." It's a truism that resonates with me, for there are so many contrary expressions that emphasise the beware nature of ageing. Beware, because you've added a few years, because you can't do that now, because you shouldn't do that now, because it's dangerous to do that now that you're old. I am not exactly sure when or what number specifies old. I hate the thought of letting the old guy in, and also hate the idea of admitting that I can't do something due to age, mainly because I do not like the idea of going without activities I enjoy. You most definitely can do that, and this, and all that stuff over there, but like all things in life, you have to train yourself to do them. And train is not a dangerous word. Train is not an elite word. Train is an everyday word that we need to reinterpret in order to encourage, rather than discourage, participation. Over time, far too many of us let this wonderful human machine of ours slowly deteriorate. It still works, but it loses performance with each passing lazy year. It loses flexibility. It loses muscle tone and mass. It gets treated poorly by the food and drink we consume. The reality is that your body is a machine, a wonderful human machine, and to maintain optimum efficiency for our age, we need to train regularly. Training is simply the mechanism by which our bodies can be most efficiently used, serviced, tested, and treated well. Training holds back the years. Once you let the old guy in, things start to go wrong. And it doesn't have to be that way. It's frustrating watching some older people who have lost flexibility and strength getting into and out of their sparkly clean $100,000 car. It's tuned, it's clean, it's at optimum performance. And that doesn't come cheap. But the owner clearly has more respect for their car than they do for their own body. Continuing that car analogy, training does not mean revving to the red line every time we exercise. If we continually redline ourselves, the wear and tear on our system would create irreparable damage. Knees start to creak, shoulders start to grind, muscles ping and tear. The experience would be damaging to the parts that make the whole work, and negative to our attitude to train if we fear constant breakages and collapse through overload. Likewise, if we believe train means working to exhaustion each time, many will never start. We just need a sufficient level of performance to reach and maintain optimal fitness. Optimal is not maximal. One of the biggest issues around training is that we can develop the misconception that training means to work towards a 100% maximal performance, otherwise there is no improvement. Wrong. Just doing something over nothing each day will make a difference. We might each hold a different view, or feeling, about what level of exercise equates to optimal, and that's just fine. What works for you will not always match the textbooks or the trainer at the gym, but it's far better for you to be content rather than sitting in a state of incongruity. By only training to our preferred optimum level, we should be able to maintain our body in good working order. We don't need elite, but we do need good working order. Simply put, optimum performance is everyday achievable performance. That will be different for every person, but it should also be different around working with the entirety of our body's needs, not a select few. There should be at least a basic mix of stretch, strength, and aerobic, at least a few days a week. If you can keep doing many of the things you did in your 20s when you were past 50, you are holding an optimal performance. I play in a social touch football group. The group is made up of several former elite players, several better than average and several below average. It's a fun social mix where skills vary, but, of course, magic still happens. On a couple of wet days when the council closed the grounds, I ran those attending through some simple stretch and strength exercises. There are two that clearly highlighted simple, fixable issues. Sit down on the ground with your legs out straight. As the teacher once said, sit up straight, which is body at 90 degrees to your legs. Most sat at around a disconcerting 60 to 70 degree. Take this a step further. Now reach forward and see how far you stretch. Not very far for most. Add in limited shoulder and arm range and flexibility and, well, all these issues are fixable. If you are prepared to train, or rather retrain your body. We can't be 21 again, but there is absolutely no reason why we can't recreate a great deal of the physicality, flexibility, and life enjoyment that a comfortably fit and active body can offer. So let me come back to the topic. Aging, yes, I am, and life lessons, of which there are many. I like to participate and engage in activities I enjoy. I enjoy the physicality of life my body allows me to be active with. I'm not keen on that mantra, I can't do that. But I am a great believer in maintaining an optimal training effect for me that allows me to do, engage, participate, perform, play, and compete. Yes, I will get old. I am aging, and I want to be satisfied with my capability in all that I do, for as long as I do them. Older people know the expression made famous through a terrific advertising campaign in the 70s and 80s. Life. Be in it. That's my plan. Or life lesson. The end.